everybody. Welcome to another Reacciones on the Cubanity. My name is Mike Mercadal, and with me, as always, is my best friend,
Chris Kwan.
We felt the need to go video on this one. If you're listening, this will be released as an audio podcast as well, but it will also be available on our social media at _the Cubanity on Twitter. And we will share, whatever. I'll follow everything in the link in the description of this, and you'll see where it is. Someone named ElCaballo305 posted a video, and it was one of these things that really bothered us. Chris, I know you were affected by this.
Oh, it's good. It's good
in the sense that it's not good.
This is my it's
right.
good. It's good kind of face.
But what it is that it's a perfect encapsulation of the idea of making a declarative statement about a group of people and expecting everything, and just like making these statements that are your whole argument is now based on this thing that you said that we just have to accept, and we don't in any way accept a bad faith argument. Like, I'm tired of having people just tell me something about the way it is, blah, 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 blah. And then I just have to sit there and eat it. Fuck that. I'm not going to. Yeah. So we're going to watch this video from ElCaballo305, and we're going to stop it, and we're going to talk about it as we go through it. If it's
a lot of exposition, Mike. Let's fucking watch this.
I think we should get to it. Let me do this. Let me see how. There. Now, I'm assuming you all are seeing.
So far, so good. Well, you see here on the screen.
Right.
So far, so good. I'm liking the setup. I'm liking the T-shirt. Yeah. Not gonna lie, right off the bat, I was just a fan. Para comer tanta mierda.
Para comer tanta mierda is a great saying, but
great saying. Love it. Hey, I'm loving it. Beard on point. That's something, bro.
The top knot, good. We've all had to do quarantine haircuts. We get it.
Seriously, so far, so good.
I will say this video was a repost, and it was originally posted in 2019, like in November. Yeah, this isn't a new thing. This is repurposed content with the caption invoking, oh, look at the shit that we got to look forward to for the next 4 years, which is ironic considering he posted it almost like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Some change, sure.
Yeah, so you made a video. You're psychic. We get it. And good for you. You can predict the future. All right, here we go. Let's start this thing.
Welcome to another episode of Para comer tanta mierda.
Again,
I just want to point out that that's not lined up properly. They need a better graphic designer.
I'm not gonna lie. So far, so good with the zoom close up, with the great theme song choice. So far, so good.
Right. With all la pinguería that we're forced to deal with on a daily basis, like, how am I going to burn the 6 croquetas que me zumbé esta mañana? Who's going to explain my horoscope now that Walter Mercado's dead? Why is it 95 degrees in November? How is it possible that the Palmetto has been under construction since I was in elementary?
All of those are valid concerns, by the way, especially the one that it's 90-something degrees in November. The earth is dying. All of these are valid. Walter Mercado, rest in peace. How will I live my life?
How will I burn off the 6 croquetas? Not gonna lie. A question I ask myself every day before noon.
Every day. Every day.
I'm so with far. You. Look, right here. I'm with you. I was here.
Mm-hmm.
Why does my plug think that 5 minutes is half an hour? Are people really putting up Christmas decorations already? With
dead giveaway
that we have to put up with as it is, do you really think we need people calling us Latinx?
Okay. And pause. Okay. So yes, the plug saying he's 5 minutes away when he's really half an hour. Sure. For those of you who don't know what a plug is, it's a drug dealer or the guy who's got your thing that you buy things from. Let's see. But the thing with the Latinx, this guy seems really upset with the concept of the word Latinx. And yes. I can't, and I'm like, of all of these things that are stressing us out, now we got to deal with this. Really? Do you really have to deal with it that much?
Okay. That's the one thing I'm kind of confused about. It's like, now we have to deal with being called Latinx. I'm like, wait, like you mean you deal with that in your personal life, or like have you read about people being referred to as Latin? So I'm not sure. I would love to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe every single day someone walks up to him and instead of calling him like, look, I'm gonna assume that guy's name is Yoni. Instead of calling
what's
him
his real
Yoni,
name? He has a real name.
Oye, Latinx. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe he has an uncle who knows he hates the Latinx movement, and to fuck with them, because I know my family would do this, would be like,
Yes.
Oye, Latinx, Oye, Latinx, Oye, Latin. Maybe I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's who I am. But let's see what's up
Let's
with
continue.
stressful life and
He's
how
so
that
stressed.
affects
Do
his
us all a
life.
favor. Deja el alarde to impress your white liberal friends. Y para de comer tanta mierda.
That phrase I like. What is that phrase? I've never heard that one before.
Deja la alarde. Fucking like basically like cut out the bullshit.
Right.
Cut out the bullshit to impress your white liberal friends.
Can we count how many phrases this man uses to like cut the bullshit? You know, like para de comer tanta mierda, deja el alarde, all that. You know, like he's got a few. They're very good.
Look,
I like
let me tell you, his Cuban game is like on point.
On point.
With that, the Come Pinga game is
Also through the roof. Through the roof. The idea that that this is all done to impress white people is very frustrating.
White liberal people.
White liberal people. I'm sorry, white liberal people. Very true. Yeah. It's very frustrating because he'll go on to talk. Like he clearly Googled where the origins of Latinx came from in the early 2000s, and I did as well. He's leaving out a whole bunch of stuff, and it's interesting. So keep in mind, he is elected to leave out that it was started by Chicanos in the early 2000s as a way to include the non-gendered identity that is part of the native Nahuatl language. I know I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but there is a non-binary existence in a language that native Mexicans used, and they're trying to keep that alive by using the X, and it was like the X replaced the chi, the CH in Chicano, and I genuinely have no idea how to pronounce it, but that's where the X came from. And then they started changing it a little, and then actually to not exclude other Latinx people, it was they changed it from Chicano with the X in it to Latinx, but it's literally to keep a pre-existing language alive. That is not Spanish. Let's continue.
Right.
Latinx is a word that was invented by a group of woke millennial Latinos in the early 2000s and is now being promoted by progressive social justice warriors, aka comunistas.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
That's a jump.
That's a jump. Fucking Jesus, man. Oye, brother, eso es tremendo. Yeah, tremendo leap right there, bro. To say that it's like by progressive social justice warriors, otherwise known as comunistas. Oh, that's like if I refer to my uncle, who's like, it's like, oye, my uncle believes that state rights are more important than federal rights. You know. Fucking fascist. What?
Yeah. Oh no.
What are you talking about? How is that? How one is not the other? And there are a lot of bridges, tunnels, and fucking routes that Waze will tell you how to get from one place to the other, but it's definitely not a straight fucking line.
It's not a straight line. Also, this is a perfect, like, I couldn't have asked for a better example of the slippery slope or that jump that Cubans make the second you disagree with a traditionally Cuban like idea or concept or some sort of tradition. You know, like the second you disagree, we're talking about people using the word Latinx, nothing about the economy.
I don't even think this is like a fucking Cuban thing, pero let's get to it. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to finding out how much mierda yo estoy comiendo. 'Cause
Right.
apparently
I
I'm
am curious.
comiendo a lot of mierda.
Let's go back a little because I want to hear the comunistas
Hey,
drop.
comunistas who have a political need to make you feel like a victim. Bro, do you really think we're going to describe ourselves with a word that sounds like a porn site? Get the fuck out of here. It's already hard enough for a woman in Miami to avoid being catcalled when she walks down the street. If una Latina were to tell un Latino, yeah, I'm Latinx, bro, he would automatically think that she's tremenda enferma and she will receive a dick pic on every social media platform within the hour.
Wait, he used the word automatically. And I challenge that if you are not an enfermo, you would not at all assume any of these things that he just said.
None of these things. The fact that he's saying that every Latino man, every male Hispanic man, period, end of story, were to hear this word, it would fucking trigger me to pick up my phone and snap a picture of my dick and send it to the. I mean, hey man, I do not know how you react to these kind of. Apparently now we know how you react, but I can tell you,
this guy,
you are alone in this. You are definitely alone in this, my guy.
Yeah, there's an element to his description of Miami also where he's like, bro, if a girl, like, because first of all, the way his imitation of a woman is terrible, but I'm Latinx, bro.
Latinx, bro.
But if a woman of that level of chonguitis came at me and told me she was Latinx, a progressive statement that is gender inclusive and for inclusive of all of the gender spectrum, I'd be like, fucking cool, bro. That's awesome. You know, like,
hey, good for you, man.
Good for you, bro.
Good for you. But let's
also, I'd be turned on because the chonga thing really, that is a hard thing to stop to turn off.
Hey, listen,
that's a hard thing to turn off.
But what's crazy, it is kind of wild that he's like, men would automatically. Guys, are you hanging out with, bro? I could meet a chick named Yena Jameson tomorrow, and I wouldn't automatically just think like,
what a leap. What I'm saying is that these are, look at what the way he's presenting it is like, this is how I will say a fair amount of discourse exists on the internet where someone says, let's assume that the second we hear Latinx, blah, 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 we're going to rape. And then he's, you know what I mean? Like, let's assume some horrible thing. And then it's like, no. Don't say that. You don't assume that, because it's obviously such a very specific thing. It's oddly specific.
Very specific assumption is all I'm saying.
Oddly specific. Let's keep going. We got to get to more of this. This thing's gonna take forever.
Well, that it could also very easily be mistaken for black market Viagra sold in a Bunguero. To the woke millennials of the 21st century who use this word, son unos pendejos, and you don't represent us. If you think,
okay, that right there is the point of this whole video. To those people, and he insults whatever, son unos pendejos, and you don't represent us. Hey man, they kind of do represent me. And right. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, or not. Like, who the fuck are you? You don't represent me.
Right. That's the beautiful part about this, is that it's a person telling me that that one word or one word choice is I'm supposed to disagree with it because he says
right
I should disagree with it. I'm sorry, ElCaballo. How the fuck did I not know that you thought that? Oh, forgive me.
There's an element of this that is so deliciously like backhanded in a way that like he is telling us, oh, we got to deal with somebody telling us we got to be Latinx. And first of all, nobody said that. Second of all, you're telling us that these, like a group of people, what we should be doing as a group of people in a reaction to some assumption.
Wait, calm down. Because what you just said there sounds comunista.
Okay, where were we?
Your weak ass victimhood is going to convince us into calling ourselves Latinx. You need to learn more about what our ancestors endured to make us the fastest growing ethnic group in the country.
What makes us the fastest growing ethnic group in the country is that we're white. I mean, is that not a question? Is that not known that we can pass for white? Is that like a question?
I wonder. I mean, I don't know what article he's referring to there, but I mean, if he means Cubans, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, if it's Cubans, well, okay, look, let's just do the math, right? If you were to say Hispanics that come into the country, probably more Mexicans and Cubans are probably two of the largest Hispanic groups that come into the entire country. Just do some basic mathematics. Cubans have had the privilege to come into the country for the last 60 years, absolutely unchecked, granted citizenship or the path to citizenship within 1 year of being here, therefore being granted the right to work in the country. I mean, so many privileges that we've been afforded as the largest, again, one of the largest, if not the second largest Hispanic population that actually migrates to America. Therefore, yeah, that's why it happened. If you would have given the exact same rights to any other ethnic group, they would be the fastest growing ethnic group in America. So
also he's
100%
talking about only Cubans because that's what this guy is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's let's be real. Like he's just saying it.
Right. He's not saying it says Hispanics on the article. He doesn't mean Hispanic. He definitely just means Cubans. And he means Cubans, to be fair, that look like us. And to be fair, look like me and you, Mike. But
yeah,
again, it's because we're white passing. That's all it is. It's not a wokeness. It's just we're white passing.
And then he talks about our ancestors, which I do, and he shows a picture of a rafter of some balsero coming on to fuck. Those are some people's like parents. That's really like a grandiose way to say your parents or grandparents. You know what I mean? Like our ancestors.
Ancestral. I don't have to do a what's it called, 23andMe to find out where my mom was from.
Right.
My mom's from Havana. That's it. Yeah. I just asked my mom.
But mom. Let's take that one step further. Our ancestors, I don't know, this guy's got some nice light eyes and some very pale skin. Our ancestors.
He's got some nice straight hair.
It's very straight. It looks styled. I mean, it could be styled. I don't know, but his features will say very European. No? Pretty European. One would say Spanish. I would say European. I get it. You're fair skin. We're light. We're white passing. So is he. I'm guessing that didn't come from the native Cuban tribes that the Spanish ancestors slaughtered on arrival and then forced them to use a new language with which to communicate amongst themselves or be murdered.
But don't worry, we will talk about. I'm sorry, ElCaballo will tell us.
Sorry,
he's about to give us a language lesson. So let's go ahead and listen.
He's about to give us a language lesson. Hold on.
I think he.
You got it?
Might have been like a substitute Spanish teacher at Coral Park Senior High or something.
Telling all these people to para de comer tanta mierda. Sit down. You stop talking. Para de comer tanta mierda. And then he's like, "Oh, that's a good catchphrase." Okay, here we go.
Para de comer tanta mierda.
It's good.
If you want to fight for LGBT rights and women's equality, go for it.
That's not what this is about.
Wait.
But take it.
Go for it.
But you know what that implies? That implies like, I'm not gonna help you. You go do that shit. I don't give a fuck about LGBT and women. What a weird implication in that statement.
You know what the thing is? He gives the same, this is the kind of guy that if someone, if his, I don't know, man, his fucking girlfriend or someone was like, "Hey babe, I'm gonna lock the bathroom, I'm gonna take a shit," he'd probably be like, go for it. He's giving the same weight that he would give to
fighting for the rights of an entire gender and an entire group of people, a population of people.
Go for it.
Go for it. But again, it's not about him. Like he's got good voice, good delivery. He's cubanazo. He's got a character, but the character is making so many bad faith arguments in this video that it's hard to process how many are coming at you at the same time. This is literally not what the argument is about. LGBT rights and women is not about Latinx. It's literally just offering an option for identity that includes the entire gender spectrum. Okay.
All right, go for it.
On the bigots. After all.
Oh, hold on. We got to go back a little bit because he did say the thing. Also, what song is that?
I don't know. I got to Shazam it later.
We'll probably Shazam it.
Rights and women's equality. Go for it. I'm with it. But take it out on the bigots.
Take it out on the bigots.
The problem is with people who discriminate, not the Spanish language. I'm not suggesting misogyny doesn't exist. But your ignorance of the Spanish language is a kick in the nuts to our ancestors and the Chicanos who fought discrimination to protect our language.
Wait. So hold on. So he's saying that this is an insult to our ancestors and the Chicanos who fought for the right to defend the Spanish language, which, again, I could not be more clear in saying that the Spanish forced their language onto. There's a reason we're called Hispanics, because the Spanish came and forced the language onto the indigenous people of Central and South America, predominantly Central and South This is bonkers wrong. Like, it's so fucking crazy.
I'm not even going to dive into that. Here's my favorite part. This guy's offended. This is the best part. Look, listen, you guy, if you're watching this, man, which I'm going to make sure you watch this.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the fact that one of your arguments is that they're ruining or trying to take the Spanish language from you and basically like murder the Spanish language while you say things like para de comer tanta mierda al alarde, you fucking
this like also well let's talk
video, like the first 45 seconds of this video have backtracked fucking every Rosetta Stone ever put out in the world of Spanish. This is the best thing I've ever heard.
What a great bad argument though, right? Like what a bad argument.
This is like watching a great bad movie.
Yes. So this argument implies that he doesn't want language to evolve or change in any way from its inception. Now, I got bad news for this guy.
Every amendment in the Constitution because it's different.
He changed.
What?
You can't change anything. So by this guy's own argument, he should not be using the word plug, right? Because that is a slang term that developed over time, and he should have to say drug dealer, and even then dealer is an extension from another word. Like this man is like, he should be speaking ye olde Spanish or whatever.
And look, according to that exact same logic, then words that William Shakespeare invented should not be in our vocabulary. So
at all
using the word lackluster, lonely, critic, bandit. Fuck you, Shakespeare. We liked our language the way we liked it, and we didn't need you to introduce any new words. So Shakespeare.
Para de comer tanta mierda. This argument is so bad. It's like such an incorrect thing. But here's the thing: he's saying it in a way that's so presentational. That's so one-sided, like obviously this is true, you idiot. You know, look, like that kind of thing.
This guy is without a doubt. Look, if Rosario Dawson, and by the way, I'm not even gonna give him this much credit, but if Rosario Dawson is a Cuban Jedi, this guy is the Cuban Sith because he speaks in absolutes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What it is. He speaks in absolutes.
That was a very long walk to get to a nerd reference, and I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. But that's what this is. This guy's like, it's not this. There's no middle ground. It's just like, it's this instead. Well, fuck.
Well, damn. Okay, well, I guess it's this. ElCaballo.
I mean, shit. If you say so. Okay, let's.
When I go to court and I present my argument before a judge, I'm going to be like, what sources do you have for this? I'm going to be like, hold on, let me pop up this ElCaballo video, and I'm going to show you how in it, whatever, man. It's so bad. It's like, it's fascinating. So as we, let me back up just a little bit here.
Just a little.
The Spanish language is a kick in the nuts.
We got it.
Well, also, why is this guy so obsessed with his ancestors? And why does he say ancestors so much? And I know why. Like, that's a rhetorical, because it invokes this kind of like honor and tradition of our ancestors, and they fought at about, and then it inspires some kind of emotional reaction, which is
it's tribalism, man. It's just inspired this like crazy tribalism.
I don't know, man. Some of our parents
forget what 7 generations ago did. Okay.
Yeah. It's also like, which ancestors are you talking about? Because look, some of our parents are assholes. I don't want to honor our parent, like some of our parents.
Also, what an assumption, right? Like, hey, look, bro, my parents, my immediate parents are Cuban. My grandfather's Cuban. His dad was Chinese.
Right.
My last name, bro, you can see it. It's Quan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, hey, what did your ancestors do? I'm like, I don't know. They were in fucking Hong Kong. What do they have to do with this fucking argument whatsoever?
And also, if he wants us to honor our ancestors, you know who's included in that? The Spanish Inquisition. I mean, no, thank you. I think maybe we can move past the mistakes of, murdering, and religious fanaticism, that we don't have to. So, like, we can look back and say, hey, maybe our ancestors who didn't know shit about fuck didn't get this right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
maybe there were,
maybe our ancestors should not be, they should be honored and respected because, hey, look how far we've come. But also look how far we've come.
Look how far we've come. Yeah.
Stop.
Maybe they're not the measuring stick of greatness. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, let's continue. Let's continue.
Our ancestors and the Chicanos who fought discrimination to protect our language. So take all your little complejos and all your little identity politics, roll it up real nicely, ahora de las nalgas y mételo por el culo like un supositorio.
Okay, this is where I really got offended because he's just doing rock, like The Rock, right? Like that's just a rock thing. He invoked The Rock's. He might as well have said, "Stick it up your candy ass," like turn that sumbitch sideways. He's just doing The Rock, and at that point, I get it. I love The Rock. I still say that some things that I'm like, oh shit, that's a Rock thing, because I grew up with we all love it. But also, I'm not. Look.
Also, hold on. What about the Spanish language?
What about, this is about the Spanish language, not identity politics and my little complejos, right?
But the Spanish language, pero enrólatelo y mételo una bola y métetelo por el culo porque necesitamos salvar la lengua original de romance. What the fuck could you,
you're right.
How could you go from 0 to -100 so fast to be like, we must preserve the language? Go your little identity politics and métetelo por el culo. Oh shit, bro. Hey, let me tell you, Jose Marti would be fucking proud, bro. Fucking proud. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
This guy is the shit.
This guy's honoring his ancestors.
His ancestors. Yeah. No, they were tobacco rollers, obviously.
Obviously.
Someone who says Spanish favors men over women is an illiterate moron. Like,
just because I said so.
Hold on. I have a feeling there's like presumed incoming. It's gonna be. I gotta stop comiendo tanta mierda.
I gotta stop. Yeah.
All Romance languages, Spanish has grammatical gender, but it's not binding. Just like I'm tremendo macho, I'm also una persona with una moronga.
Now, again, where in the traditional Spanish language is the word moronga? Does that exist? Can we talk about its usage here?
I think it derives from the Cuban phrase morron, which derives from the Germanic phrase moron.
I don't know, dude. The arguments are so good. Look, I get it. It's hard to make content. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, look, we're just fucking with this guy.
We're just talking, like,
bro.
Hey, we're all just making content. So I get it. This guy's got to talk about something, I got to pad it out a little bit because YouTube algorithm values something over 10 minutes, or I got to make sure that I get monetized or whatever it is. I get it. We live in a new era of content production.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. But the arguments are so bad. Okay.
Just keep going.
Yeah. We got to,
Makes sense? Furthermore, whoever tells you that the word Latinos excludes women or people of trans is either a moron or un come pinga que no sabe ni cojones. You see, adjectives in both languages are not gendered. So the word Latinos is inclusive of people of all genders in both languages. What if you're non-binary? No problem. You're in. That kid you knew growing up, Danny, que era medio afeminado, and now he goes by Daniela y tiene tremenda paz de teta, she's in too. It's not that complicated.
Okay. it's not that complicated unless it's about you, right? If it's not that complicated, why are you so mad? Like, why is it such a struggle for him to carry this burden on his shoulders? Every day I'm being confused for Daniela with a tremenda teta. I'm so having such a difficult life because of the word Latinx. It's not your call to make, dude. You do not represent them in any way. You are not an authority. Like relax. Let it go pass you by.
Not even a little bit. Not even. And how quick he is to make a joke. To be fair, to make a joke about effeminate boys when they're young. And what the fuck are you doing, man? This is the comparison you would like to use to empower the rest of your argument. I mean,
this is his high ground.
This is
his high ground in the argument, and call it like saying, "Oh, you want to include women in Latinos?" Which I gotta be honest, if like the reason why the Spanish language is divided between the two genders is straight up biblical, right? Like it's literally God created man and a woman and that's it, shut up, like that kind of thought. And when the Spanish Inquisition comes around and all of the spread of Catholicism throughout Europe and all that stuff, guess what gets removed? And then when they land in the New World, they have to spread this language. So for him to say that there's an honor to the division of Latinos and it doesn't represent men more than it's like, well, no. Like that's just the answer is, I am sorry, but no, like it absolutely is gendered and it's very specifically man, woman. It has grown to include those things because those concepts now exist more openly in modern life. But let's not be foolish to think that this idea of being non-binary or some sort of third gender or some sort of gender spectrum is new, right? Like, let's not pretend that this hasn't existed even in Aztec and Mayan tradition. There are gods that are gendered. Intersex people have existed since there were people. So, like the idea that you're saying that a language system that is absolutely specifically gendered is not absolutely specifically gendered,
or not leaning in one way or the other, and
using adjectives as like masculine, feminine, and all that stuff. It's like, yes, that's the grammar of it, but big picture, it is absolutely gendered. So if they want to present a third option, which originated in indigenous Latin Americans, which only is called Latin America because of Spanish colonization, is like the language we use just to describe the geographical region is affected by the country that came in and killed everybody who said otherwise. Now we have to deal with this person telling us something that is just wrong and doing it. And if we disagree, we're idiots or no sabe ni pinga and all this other shit. Like, there is no middle ground, just like there's a gendered language and Spanish is gendered. Like, come on.
Plus, you can always call people Hispanic.
No, I'm sorry. I will stop it right there. Hispanic is the Hispanic is the language that we enforced and put on top of every indigenous person. That's why they have to call themselves Hispanic.
I don't know. It's like, here's what I like. You ready? Hey, I'm not going to allow myself to be labeled by what someone else calls me. And then, I don't know, what is this, 3 minutes into the video? You can call yourself. Here are the rules I say you can call yourself. You ready? Apparently, Hispanics #1, and I guess there's a couple other things.
Yeah, here we go. I'll let it play for
ElCaballo allowed list. Let's let it play. Yeah. Let's let it play.
This is the allowed list.
I mean this. I have not watched the last minute of this video, so this because
we were so mad.
Brand new to me. I cannot believe he just said. I'm serious. I hadn't seen that. I cannot believe he said, "This is what you can call people." It's like,
right.
Wait. You just made a whole video about
such a bad faith argument. Okay.
Their country of origin.
Look at the word that he chose and look at that it's gendered. He picked a gendered fucking word as the country of origin. Like, he didn't even, come on.
Or better yet, how about American? I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Yo, this motherfucker just talked about saving the Spanish language and our ancestors for fucking 3 minutes straight. And now he's like, but we're American. Let's embrace.
Wait. Hold on. Can you rewind that real quick? Just like 3 seconds. Did he say? I want to hear what he said there.
Let's start with here's
Hispanic.
Yeah.
First of all,
It's not that complicated. Plus, you can always call people Hispanic by their country of origin, or better yet, how about American? I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Better yet. So you can call people who let's say they refer themselves as Latinx or who identify as Latinx. Better yet, you can call them American. But wait, these are people, there's a lot of these people in other fucking countries,
yes,
who are not American at fucking all. You stupid fucking.
No, we're not. No, we're not insulting. We're not insulting. He's making bad arguments. Okay, and I'll tell you, this is the Cubanist part of this video, is for him to assume that he's only talking to Cubans in Miami, rather than like he's making these broad declarative statements for the world and everyone who speaks the Spanish language, apparently.
Or everyone who again speaks the Spanish language and happens to identify as Latinx. Better yet, Americans. What the fuck is that? I mean,
and some guys over there is like, talk about
some forced assimilation. Jesus, like seriously, talk about that one. Hey, don't make me be called Latinx. Don't make me refer to myself as. I mean, what if the person's not American? You ever think about that one, Caballón? Jesus Christ! All right, I had not seen.
Yeah. We're gonna continue because he does explain a couple other things that we're gonna have to break down. I'm gonna try not to pause at every other word just so we can continue and keep a pace.
No, bro, I don't care. Whoever watches this watches it, bro. If you're with us till now,
problem, which is bad parenting and misguidance.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We got to go back there.
What?
American. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? Ultimately, Latinx distracts people from the real problem, which is bad parenting and misguidance. If I ever dared to disrespect a woman as a child or make fun of a gay kid, I had an army of relatives ready para repartir galletazos y patadas por el culo. The way to combat discrimination is with better parenting and good values.
Oh, wait.
Not astroturf words and safe spaces.
Okay. We'll start from the back there.
Wait.
He just said the word safe spaces. Right? So these are all buzzwords. I get it. Content is hard. You got to write a script out. He's got a lot of stuff to say. And he wants to hit those keywords that will attract the people who would watch this video and be like, yeah, fuck those Latinx people. Which one of them is safe spaces. Now, this man has just spent 3 minutes and 41 seconds afraid of the struggle he faces over the word Latinx that he himself does not identify as.
Wishing that the city he lived in and the country, which apparently is the most important part, the country he lives in, provided him a safe space where he didn't have to be identified or classified as Latinx. Yet, safe spaces from, I don't know, external factors, those are not the answer, but I want a safe space from the external pressures of being identified or classified as Latin. Do you see what we're doing here? It is called reason and logic.
This guy's arguments are so bad. Like it's hilarious. Because first of all, he's like, the biggest problem we're talking about today, I don't want to do it. I don't want to make fun of him. The biggest problem we're talking about today is Latinx. Then 3 minutes later, he's saying, but the Latinx, that's not the real problem. The real problem, that's not but the real problem is this. Then 3 minutes later, that's not the real problem. The real problem is bad parenting, right? And no moral values. This has nothing to do with
Latinx.
Anything that has to do with Latinx.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing that's ever been spoken about the entire rest of the video is the real problem. I mean, get to the fucking monkey then. If that's the real problem, why'd you take so goddamn long to get to the real problem? What are you? This is like the M. Night Shyamalan of shit. Oh, the real problem twist happens in the last 30 seconds of the movie and roll credits.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, like, imagine watching this whole thing and being on board, and then you're all of a sudden like, what if it hits you at this point where you're like, bad parenting, like all of a sudden, and then it's like the usual suspects where all of the memories of what he just said before come flying by you of like, oh no, this guy is fucking bullshit. This is tremendo. What idiot. What is this moron? These bad arguments, like just rushing past you. Like, I love that it hits somebody right now.
He's Kaiser Brosa. That's what this fucking guy is.
Kaiser Brose. This guy, I love, again, he's got a great voice. He's got great delivery.
Great look.
Super stern. I love the look. I even like, honestly, I like the presentation, and like, it's very, fun. It's good. It's very evocative. He's everything he's saying. If you didn't listen to the words, super powerful. Great presence.
Honestly, if this whole video was him going come tanta mierda, way better video.
Yeah, Cuban Adam Sandler would be so great right now from this guy.
Caballo, I swear, if we start seeing you do Cuban Adam Sandler, I swear,
I want a cut.
We need a cut of that.
Yeah, but also,
toma, dale, brother.
The idea that here's the thing: if you're not listening to the words, once you start listening to the words, there's a problem in it making sense.
Good here. The words are not good.
The words are
the words in the order.
Yes.
Put the words and said the words, and the words how I heard the words. Not the best.
Not the best. The weakest link is clearly the words, but also something about his. So here's where he brings up family values and morals. So now he's not talking about his ancestors. Now he's talking about his family. So which ones let you down? Your family or your ancestors? And which one failed to teach you that you should uphold the Spanish or whatever the argument? At this point, I have no idea what the actual argument is.
Honest, and the best part is that he's like, because parents are doing a bad job of parenting and they have no morals. And then it immediately is followed by, when I used to think about, so get this. So when he was a kid, he just said, I would make fun of gay kids. He literally just openly said, I made fun of gay kids.
That it, again, well, no, bro, he said if. He said if.
What?
Now he said that if I disrespected a woman or made fun, I'm not gonna put words in his mouth.
That's true. He did.
But he's a victim of abuse. Then, if he was afraid of getting the shit kicked out of him all the time, like that's not a good thing either.
Well, and then here's the thing. Then that means that the only thing stopping you from doing any of these things was the threat of imminent fucking capital punishment. I mean,
corporal punishment.
Huh?
Capital. No, he would. If capital punishment is that the state would have put him to death.
My bad about that.
Corporal punishment is
he'd be totally. I can't even. I don't even know at this point. My brain
it's great.
Like un huevo frito en la cera. Like, oh my god, this is so good.
The point of it being like that's a great point. That the threat of violence is the only thing stopping me from making fun of these gay kids. Like that kind.
It is. If I even thought about it.
Bro.
If I thought about doing that, which I apparently did,
yeah, I'd have to go box my dad or something, like whatever the thing is. But like, that's not a moral.
Because his parents had morals. The morals would beat the living shit out of you. If you even thought as a small child who doesn't know any better to make fun of something that's different from, so that's good parenting.
Also, that's kind of bullshit too, because this, like, you don't make fun of gay kids unless you hear your parents or someone, an older person, you know what I mean? You hear it, you learn it that way. Nobody says shit like that without hearing it from somewhere. I don't even
want to get into talk about conditioning,
nature versus nurture.
But either way, okay, man.
Woo. Morals does not equal child abuse, and vice versa.
I did not watch the last minute of this.
Okay. Get ready.
Our culture is diverse and the Spanish language is rich and beautiful, which is why most Latinos are trying to protect it.
All right. That is one of those statements that is an assumption. Most Latinos are trying to...
Quick. Just go back a split second to show all the flags.
Yes.
Okay, so what word did he use?
Diverse.
No, on the top, before country flags.
Latino country flags, which that's got to be wrong.
I thought we could use I don't understand. He said if you didn't want to use it wasn't predominantly masculine.
Yeah.
But there he is referring to the symbols of entire countries as in the masculine. Then why didn't you refer to them in the feminine if you said that it doesn't lean one way or the other? Clearly it does. Otherwise, you would have not put the fucking O at the end and you would have said Latin, Hispanic,
or Latin American,
fucking literally everything you said earlier on in the video.
But
you're contradicting your own point with the fucking graphic you picked. No, Mike, because words are important. La palabra importa, brother.
But I will say, well, let's be clear. He does seem like the kind of person who wants to use Latino. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, he's clearly using the Latino on purpose or at the very least, it didn't even register to him as this might derail my argument in any way because he doesn't, like that's not how he's thinking.
Not even a little. Not even a little.
And also, these flags, we gotta talk about like like Spain is represented there.
Also, yeah, Spain and in a Latino country.
Yeah, that's
a huge always thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just took a poll on Instagram the other day about like if people are happy, and by people, I have a lot of Cuban followers on my Instagram, people that hate me and people that sometimes like shit I post, but they hated this casting of Javier Bardem as Desi Arnaz. Literally, like 50 people responded, and like 42 of them were like, no, this guy is not what we want, because he's Spanish, and there's a huge the fact that this guy doesn't understand that he has the Spanish flag up there as a Latin American country flag. It's a beyond this kind of conversation kind of thing, bro. But just know, Latino's a stupid choice, and the Spanish flag's a stupid choice there. Just letting you know.
Visually, choice. I understand this from a graphic design point of view. The rectangular image, and not having a line with three things at the bottom is better. But also, like, this is dumb. Continuing.
Bad call.
Trying to protect it.
But when he's saying that most Latinos are trying to protect it, how? Who's saying that? Where is that coming from, El Caballo? Where are your sources?
National political commentator and the 305's very own Giancarlo Sopo brought to the country's attention last week. A new poll shows that 98% of Latinos do not identify with the word Latinx. So why the fuck?
Okay. Giancarlo Sopo also writes for The Federalist, super conservative writer. So take that with a grain of salt. And then also the study he's referring to, he's leaving out the biggest part, which is that the majority of people, when presented with the options, chose Hispanic over Latino, Latinx, and other options. And one could assume that they chose it because it is the least polarizing, because it is the only one that's not gendered. You know what I mean? Like they chose Hispanic because it's like, yeah, I'm Hispanic, because that's the one that you don't have to question. You don't have to like constantly think about
Hispana or Hispano.
Right. Like that's the thing, is that the way that these studies, also one of the things he's referencing, asked 34 people. 34 people is not a study. 34 people is not even a Family Feud.
More people answered my Desi Arnaz, Javier Bardem question than answered.
Wild.
And that's one thing. I'm not gonna lie. Look, it can go either way, man. Whatever your beliefs are, data can be skewed, manipulated, represented. Who are the people that paid for the data? Who paid for the research? And here's what I find interesting about it. 98% of people said they don't, don't identify?
Yeah.
Right. What's interesting is we know this word was made for the very small percentage of Latin people who feel like they are excluded from language by this. So when you say, can you believe that 98% of people don't like identify it?
Yes, El Caballo. I go,
yes, come pinga.
Yes.
Because that's the whole point of the word, to represent the unrepresented.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. He's got more. We're almost done. Chris, we're almost through. Man. Stay strong. We're almost there at the end, even though
watched an episode of Cobra Kai or something.
I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Cobra Kai is great. Everybody go watch it. But after this,
are white progressive politicians telling us how to speak our own damn language? Sepa la pinga. Or is it pinga X now?
Very.
What does that even mean?
or is it Pinga X now? Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. White politicians embracing something that Chicanos and specifically a more Chicanos specifically in a more broader sense, Latinx people are trying to like just be more inclusive, and politicians are like, okay, and that is an offense to this man. But also imagine, like, this is a scenario, and I get it that this isn't going to apply to everything, but it has applied to things in the past. There's historical precedent for when a law is written in a very specific way. Imagine if a law is written that includes the words Latino, and that's it. And then there is now a question for whether that law applies to anyone who is female or not male. Like, imagine if a law is written in some way, or some sort of official documentation is written with a gendered term. Their argument can now be made. If you use a term that includes all the gender spectrum, that makes it more concrete, and that includes everyone, and in a very legal and very linguistic way, so that you can't go then poke holes in it. You can poke holes in specific shit like that.
Wait, are you trying to change something? Hold on.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, ElCaballo. I'm sorry. No, I don't mean
comiendo tanta mierda.
Tanta mierda. Of course I am. Okay.
Oh, Pinga X. Oh,
Pinga X is just a bad, like, because it's not so Pinga X. It would be Pingex. It would be Pinga X sounds like Malcolm X, like some sort of parody sketch that they would do. You know, like some guy, like,
don't give him an idea, man. Please stop.
I know this guy's gonna make Pinga X, and it's gonna be
next time with glasses like mine or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be. He's gonna be, you know, sitting in the window. Never mind. It's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad.
If you want to know how unpopular Latinx is, you don't have to go any further than reading the comments on any social media post that uses it.
You know, the Bible.
Wait, hold on.
Social media posts, the comments on social media posts are fucking law. They are written in stone and must be obeyed as if they were handed down by God himself.
It's just so broad. It's so broad. It's like, if you want to see how much we hate this, just look at all the comments on any social media post that references Latinx, to which I would tell you, ElCaballo, 98% of the comments are probably not that great. But 2% of the comments probably are.
Probably are like, yeah, I guess.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If you're so fucking against those 2% of people influencing the rest, that's like, you know what? Entonces, córtate los cojones, but keep the other 98% of you.
Right. I mean, keep the other 98%. Like, it's literally. So, I mean, like, he's gone a long way to say he does not give a fuck about the people who don't feel represented. He's like, ah, man, we gave you we included you in our thing.
He's even saying we're the 98%. He's like,
yeah.
Hey, what the fuck? We want to be at 100%. This is bullshit.
Yeah. All of us. No delineations, no deviations.
There's 13 more Oh man!
But also,
please tell me it's just him being like, follow me at whatever. Please,
I don't remember.
God. But I don't know how much more I can take of this.
Let's remember how we started, though. Let's remember how we started. He's super stressed out about the word Latinx. Oh my God,
that's right. He's so stressed.
Boy, Latinx, man, that word is whatever.
Right, but then remember where he got the parents,
his ancestors, the parents. And now it's the white, yeah,
politicians
trying to tell us how to speak our language. It's like, no, motherfucker, the people who speak this language chose this word for themselves as a broad term. Like, oh God.
Yeah. Also, the word Latinx isn't in Spanish.
Yeah, it's for English. Latinx is the English word. Why have we been arguing this whole time about the Spanish fucking language? Latinx is what you call it in English.
What you call it in English, man. It's not Latinx. It's in English, man. Like, What the fuck? Is this guy?
This is the M. Night Shyamalan twist.
This is it. We just reached it. He didn't realize this whole time. This whole fucking time. It's the English word. Oh man, you know what?
Oh boy.
I mean this. I don't want it to get out of context by this guy, but thank you, ElCaballo, for this.
Thank you, ElCaballo. Oh my God, this is great.
So good. Okay, 13 seconds.
Let's muscle through. Let's muscle through. Here we go.
Given the overwhelming opposition to Latinx, including my friends in the LGBT community, it's time for the politically correct progressives and the professionally offended who are trying to make it a thing to find a new hobby. I don't know, maybe learn Spanish. Raja de una baja. But
you can do both.
Yeah, you can do both. Also, go back real quick. Go back.
How far? Learn Spanish.
Right there. Latin America. Fucking Sapingo. Even the resources that you're recommending that people use to learn the language you're trying to preserve refers to the language as Latin America, not Latino America, like the flag post you put earlier, not Latina America, just Latin. No. Maybe if everyone just called people Latin and
Latin people.
Hold on, bro. Because every 6 seconds, oh God, I can't wait for the end.
We're almost done. We're almost done
of this ridiculousness.
24 month. I gotta find. I wonder if I can Rosetta Stone.
Shut up, man. Hey, wait.
Guys, this episode of Cubanity is sponsored by Rosetta Stone. Learn Spanish, Latin America in 24 months from ElCaballo. Use a checkout code. Use ElCaballo as a checkout for a 10% discount. ElCaballo305.
Oh my God! Here we go.
You're welcome, ElCaballo.
Spanish. Raja de una baja. But most of all, para comer tanta mierda. Welcome to another episode.
Oh, okay. It looped. All right, cool. That's it. We're done. Hold on. Let me stop this bullshit. Okay, so we've made it to the end. Me voy a rajar una paja because I feel like it and I need the endorphins after watching that Come Mierderia. But can we at least say that this was a perfect example? Perfect. Bro, like I could not have asked for a better demonstration of bad faith arguments made in the incredibly small bubble that is Cubans in Miami that then get declared in a way that tú eres una come mierda que no sabe nada. You know, like that. If you don't agree with me, you're a comunista.
Bro, and you know what? We just had Tony Lima on the podcast. And it's interesting, man. Tony told us something about how the fact that he is a masculine appearing gay Cuban man, that he's been able to, you know, basically not the word's not cozy up, but it's definitely get
he's been able to ingratiate himself into communities that would normally not accept gay.
And what this guy does is so similar, where he looks when I say non-threatening, I mean non-threatening to his audience, non-threatening to like this guy might be someone's nephew. Like honestly, that guy looks like some of my cousins. He looks like someone I know.
He looks like every white passing Cuban guy in Miami with a beard, and you know he's got the top knot or whatever. But like he's light skinned, dark hair, light eyes. Like there's a ton of us,
right? And because of that, he can just normalize this. Let's make
normalize.
This clear.
What a good word.
This far as fuck, completely biased, completely one-sided, Sith-like, objective claiming, no room for gray,
no gray. There's no gray area.
Opinion-based, like bias supported research argument about something that he contradicts himself multiple times on it, visually, audioly, physically even. I mean, I'm sure that if I went back and dissected, he would, who knows, he might smile as he says Latinx a couple times. The point is, it's just again, I can't say this enough. And you know what? Let me throw myself under the bus real quick. I want you to know something. I watched the first couple minutes of it, again, I also found the stupid catchphrases like to be entertaining. Like I find wrestlers entertaining.
Yes,
Absolutely. And
good
I'm gonna throw
comparison.
myself. I'm gonna throw myself under the bus of like a long time ago. And to our guest Tony says people evolve. Hey man, I've gone to see Andrew Dice Clay live twice, and it wasn't until a few years after I went to see the shows that I realized, oh my God, I literally watched that content with my right-wing conservative homophobic like transphobic family as a kid, which was weird. I look back at that, like, oh my God, we were watching Andrew Dice Clay.
Did they not beat the shit out of you for doing anything?
Not even they have terrible morals. Terrible family, apparently.
They don't have morals.
And
you got to think to your ancestors.
And let me tell you, like, I fucking loved him in terms of like, I thought it was so funny. I laughed. In the newer stuff, or at least live, it definitely was not as, I had to change with the times, but I thought it was so funny. Just being offensive for the sake of it. Pero this is that. It's a person playing a character trying to normal. And you know what? If he was doing what Colbert did,
he's not. I will say this.
This is not a. This to me, it seems like a character. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think
what's scary. That's the scary part.
I was just going to say,
look, there's a fine line, and I've realized this, and it's why Dave Chappelle stopped doing comedy. It's something that even I've worried about over the years in producing content, is that there's a fine line between you creating a character or putting out content that gets misinterpreted by people. And I'll tell you, I cannot tell. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm a nice guy. I want to give him I want to give you a guy the benefit of the doubt that you're doing this because you're a comedian, you're trying to likes, you're trying to get people to your page, you're trying to do this. Pero the truth is, if that is your character, bro, you play it so fucking well that let me tell you, you definitely come off as a dangerous come pinga.
Yeah.
And it's not even to you. Like you said, hey, let's not make fun of the guy. Hey, that's fine, bro. But you're coming off as a dangerous come pinga.
So,
like,
here's the reality of the situation. This man, ElCaballo, whatever, I think he has a real name, Tavares or something like that.
He has a real name.
He has a real name. I'm sure his mama didn't name him ElCaballo, but the ideas he has since taken it down, but he posted a video the day of the insurrection at the Capitol calling them patriots and supporting what they do and saying that, well, at least like this is what you do, not destroy shit in your own neighborhood and businesses in your own neighborhood. You go to the government. And apparently he's totally okay with them killing cops and 5 people dying in the name of patriotism or whatever the fuck. He is clearly of a certain bias, right? So he also defrauded the Paycheck Protection Plan from
the PPP.
The PPP. He also defrauded that. He has like felony, like everyone in Miami. He's got some scam going on, and like the ideas that this man is a good man, I would challenge. I'm saying I don't know him individually, but if that's who he is and he's defending the insurrection in the Capitol. Yeah, no, fuck this guy. Like he's clearly a dangerous person to support insurrection against the American government. When he's in this video, which he originally put out in 2019 before the election, and he just put it out again recently, making a statement of we should all be Americans. It's like, motherfucker, you defended, you know, have you, like, that's the thing about what's going on right now in the country. A person like this will come out and say some awful shit. And at no point, if they do progress past those beliefs, will they repent? Will they offer any kind of consolation of, I was wrong? No one is ever going to say that they were wrong from what it appears from that side, from the supporting of an insurrection. Some people who have like straight up apologized to me for voting for Donald Trump. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I voted for that guy. This isn't what I wanted. I didn't expect this. And I'm like, I appreciate you acknowledging it. And now let's talk about why you didn't see the obvious. But at the very beginning of that has to come some form of repentance, some form of turning away from something that you thought was wrong so that you can progress around it, over it, through it.
Right.
but not be in it. And the biggest problem with guys like this and this image presented of Cubans being, you know, like the only ones that matter in the Latin community and the only ones who give a fuck about the Spanish language apparently, is that they can't get through it. They can't get over it. They're stuck in it. And as long as you're stuck in it, I think that's why a lot of the Cubans who leave Miami end up having different viewpoints, because well, our next guest is going to have something to say about that too. But the idea is that if you're self-contained and just constantly complaining about the echo chamber of the liberals without acknowledging your own echo chamber of Cuban Miami bubble, this is what happens. You get someone making incredibly bad faith arguments, contradicting yourself, being biased and bigoted, which he talks about, oh, we should be against the bigots. It's like, how the fuck do you think the bigots get to have ammunition because of shit like this? You know, like that's the problem. And that's why this shit made me so mad.
Yeah, this shit just, again, lit me on fire, man. I didn't even watch the last minute.
You were so bad. I felt bad almost. Like I was like, ooh.
That shit lit me on fire. You know, I'm like, I mean, just from the perspective of logic and reason and argumentation.
Just debate alone.
I just watched it like, oh man, this is very lowest common denominator kind of shit. Again, he's just normalizing these terrible arguments to just continue perpetuating this narrative that he has, or to continue steamrolling this narrative that he has to people that
already believe him, that already agree with everything he says,
and communicate in that way. And it can be dangerous, because the truth is, people that are firm in their beliefs, I mean, don't get me wrong, you should always be open-minded, but people that kind of understand why they believe what they believe, honestly, watch this video like I did and just go, esto es tremendo, fucking, just stop at 3 minutes.
Tremendo show.
But some people go like, oh, this, again, it looks like my nephew, suena como my nephew, or my nephew's a smart kid, my nephew went to FIU, and my nephew did this and that. Coño, maybe he has a point. Oh, maybe I should listen. Oh, what's he talking about this? Oh, Latinx? No, 98% of people. And those talking points, I can tell you, because my dad has become a talking point, like, figurehead in every time I call him, and all he's doing is repeating stuff that he sees online, just like that guy. Just like that guy. Did you hear?
Or at the very least, I'm gonna make a video that says what I wanted to say, and that's fine. But you get ready for people to be like,
But at no point in time am I saying, actually, bro, honestly, I mean, you're more, please, freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say.
Whatever you want.
Apparently. Pero prepárate.
Because I think the biggest problem we had with this was, you can't say that we all want to say a thing. You have to say it this way because I said. That's the part that to me just killed me so much.
So good. It was like, you cannot call me this. Instead, why wouldn't you call me?
No, you have to call me this. Oh man. Well, thank you everybody for sitting through that and enjoying this with us. I hope if you've still made it here, thank you. Thank you so much. Please share this with your friends who are like-minded. Share it with people that are not like-minded, and maybe they want to be mad at you for sharing this with them.
Yeah, share it with your friends, piss off your enemies, do whatever the fuck you got to do, man.
Do whatever you got to do. It's a free speech. It's a free country. Say Latinx, say Latino, say Latina, say Hispanic, say whatever the fuck you want, as long as it's true. So, with that, follow me at Mike Mercadal. Follow at Chris at Cuban without the B on Instagram.
That's right.
And follow O_the Cubanity on Twitter. And Cójalo suave. Con take it easy.